Hello and welcome to the Hindus panel discussion on the BJP's electoral foray in Kerala. With a win in Thrissur almost certain now, the BJP is on the cusp of creating history by winning its first Lok Sabha seat from the state. And the battle for Trivandrum, Thiruvananthapuram is going down to the wire with what once looked like a solid lead for the BJP candidate Rajiv Chandrasekhar dropping drastically as the counting progresses to the final rounds. It looks like uh, the Left Front, which has been in power for about 8 years now, will have to contend with one or two seats like last time. They won just the Alapura seat in 2019. A wave of anti-incumbency would have worked against the Left Front, which is in government. But what worked in favor of the BJP is what we are going to discuss now. Let's go over to our correspondents across the state for a closer look at the emerging picture. Let's bring in G. Anand from Trivandrum, Thiruvananthapuram. Anand, it looks like there
Good
is an
afternoon,
interesting...
Anandan. Well, that's a pertinent observation you made about the BJP as regarding Kerala, and particularly with note to Trivandrum and Thrissur. Now, from Trivandrum, I can perhaps say that by the look of it, hazarding a guess, Union Minister of State for IT, BJP leader and media mogul Rajiv Chandrasekhar seemed on track to be the constituency's next MP. However, can I also,
There was a
pardon me?
similar trend, Anand.
Yeah,
If I may ask, there was a similar trend last time too. Back in 2019, when the counting was progressing, then BJP candidate Kumanam Rajashekharan was leading. But in the final rounds, the picture changed. And finally, Shashi Tharoor, the incumbent MP, emerged the winner. So,
absolutely.
so what is the status of counting at the moment?
Now, the state,
At what stage
absolutely,
we
what
are?
you, that's a pertinent question because, see, Chandrasekhar's victory is not yet a given. When I last checked at around 1250, his lead had dwindled from almost 17,000 votes to 11,000. Now, and then we should also factor in the fact that nearly 2 lakh votes remain to be counted. And maybe not that hearteningly for Mr. Chandrasekhar, they include coastal localities and but dominated by minorities and backward class communities, especially the Latin Catholics and also the Nadar community, who had given Mr. Chandrasekharan's closest rival Shashi Tharoor MP an almost insurmountable lead of nearly a lakh votes in 2019. Anandan, by the current trend, I think Mr. Chandrasekhar uh, still uh, stands a fighting chance to punch through the counter CPM narrative that the BJP would not gain a toehold in Kerala, and the primary battle was between the ruling front and opposition.
Yep, and the CPI continues to be in the third position,
Yeah,
like
CPI
the two previous elections.
CPI, surprisingly, I mean, not surprisingly, as you pointed out, is trailing in the third position. But the thing is, by the look of it, it seems that CPI leader Pandyam Ravindran is poised to increase the LDF's vote share, which might be some glad news for the LDF because they had calculated, the CPM particularly had calculated that the matchup between Mr. Tharoor and Mr. Chandrasekhar could split urban votes and upper caste votes, and giving a possibly they also hope for a consolidation of Latin Catholic and Muslim votes, which has not transpired yet. But they hope that they would be in place to increase their vote share in Trivandrum. I mean,
So, what
and
do you mean to
that
say?
calculation is also with an eye on the next on the local body elections next year and beyond.
Okay, so what you mean to say is the battle is not over yet.
It is not over yet, definitely.
How many more rounds are remaining?
I don't know exactly how many more rounds are remaining, but when I last checked at 12:50 12:50 p.m. There were 2 lakhs votes to be counted, and it is fast progressing.
Okay, and could you also tell us a bit about Artingal, where The BJP candidate is Muralidharan, Union Minister.
Yeah, Artingal now what has happened is he came with this, his cabinet colleague, Chandrasekharan's cabinet colleague, V. Muralidharan was actually, he had shifted from, he had actually chosen Artingal because he hoped to build on the 25% vote share Shobha Surendran of the BJP had made in 2019. Now, just like taking a page from Suresh Gobi, he had been a permanent fixture in Artingal social, political, and religious circles, and also he has been playing to his backward class identity, hoping for a win. But that seemed not to have panned out because he is trailing far behind the Congress and CPM rivals.
Okay, so the battle there is between Congress and CPM.
The battle in
Mr. Joy and Adur
Artingal is
Prakash.
definitely between two backward class communities who have candidates who have who claim to have the blessings of the SNDP Ogam and Shivagiri, and that is one is of course V. Joy, who was CPM district secretary and who is also a local boy, and the
But
other
it's a
is
fluctuating kind of situation there.
it's a fluctuating situation
And looks
primarily for Congress and CPM, not for Muralidharan. Muralidharan's stands a very slim chance of getting ahead of both his rivals.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Anand. Let's go to
Yeah,
Hiran.
it's a
Hiran
pleasure,
Unikrishnan.
Anandan. Yeah, please.
Yeah, please stay. Please stay there. Hiran Unikrishnan, who's joining us from Kottayam.
Yes.
Hiran, give us a sense of what is happening in Pathanamthitta, where Thomas Isaac of the CPM is contesting against sitting MP, three-time MP, Andrew Anthony.
Well, Mr. Isaac is currently trailing by some 35,000 votes as of now. And the UDF candidate appears to have taken a decisive lead at this point. And interestingly, the BJP, which is trailing at the third spot, has failed to, build on the vote share it received in 2019. That is some
Anil
29.
Antony's candidature hasn't made much of an impact there in Pathanamthitta.
Well, it appears so as of now, because some 4 rounds of counting is have to be done. Anil is not likely to get ahead of the two candidates as of now.
Prime Minister Modi made a few visits to Pathanamthitta, and Anil Antony appeared really hopeful of clinching the seat.
It has indeed failed to make an impact because Pathanamthitta, with its Christian majority voters, is predominantly, there's a UDF character, pro-UDF character. So the BJP was desperate to, overcome this trend by reaching out to the Christian communities, various Christian communities, like the Catholics in the high ranges and the Marthoma and the Orthodox Church in the Midlands.
Let's now move to Thrissur, where the big battle is almost reached its final stage, and Suresh Gobi is emerging the winner. He contested there in 2019 and won about 29% of votes polled. Then he tried his luck in the assembly election as well, from the Thrissur assembly segment, he managed to poll 31% of votes. And he has stayed put in the constituency all these years, and now that has borne fruit, it seems. Let's speak with Mini, our Thrissur correspondent.
Yes, Anandan, it's a major political change here. Suresh Gobi has rewritten the political history of not only in Thrissur but this for the state also. Like his popular political campaign that he just took Thrissur. That was his most popular political statement. This angry man of Malayalam cinema literally stormed to the bastions of both the LDF and the UDF and gave them a real shock. Now, as for the latest statistics, he is leading with a thumping majority of 72,763 votes in Thrissur. Almost 10 rounds of votes have been already counted. He is leading against the most popular LDF leader, V.S. Sunil Kumar, the former agriculture minister, and pushed K. Muralidharan, the legendary leader K. Karunakaran's son, the Kerala, the UDF has pushed to the third position. It's a real setback for Congress because the UDF won almost 93,633 votes in 2019. So it's a major setback for UDF.
Suresh Gopi has stayed in Thrissur all these years, working assiduously, working 24/7, 365 days a year. So, was it the personal factor, the charisma of the actor that worked in his favor?
Yes, actually, not that 365 days and all, but whenever he comes to Thrissur, he used to make his presence felt through various activities. And the BJP has made its presence felt only after they fielded Suresh Gopi in 2019's LS election. As you said, he won 28.19% in 2019. Again, in the next assembly election in 2021, he won 31.13% of votes. But many consider that it's not actually the added strength of BJP as a party. Many think that it's the personal charisma of Suresh Gopi which won this vote, especially among women voters. Actually, women voters made this success, gave this success to Suresh Gopi. It must be considered like that.
Okay, Muralidharan, the UDF candidate and former minister, legendary K. Karunakaran's son, his sister had joined BJP ahead of the elections. So, did it work in favor of Suresh Gopi there? Was Padmaja Venugopal a factor in the polls?
Actually, nobody considered like that. But however, Muralidharan was brought from Vadagara to Thrissur just because Padmaja joined BJP just before announcing.
This was to counter the Padmaja factor.
Yeah, it was actually. Otherwise, he would not have come to Thrissur. So Congress brought him as a troubleshooter in that context. But however, Padmaja Venugopal was not very active in this throughout in this political campaign. He was never in this, though he was on the stage whenever these leaders come, but she was not very active in this campaign. And I don't think that factor has made much impact in this political election result.
Okay, it's a very significant victory if it is, turning out to be so, because only 3 more rounds are remaining, right?
Yes, two more. 10
2 more
already,
rounds
10's over, yeah.
Yeah, and
It's almost sure it's almost sure that he will take Thrissur, as he said. And he will present that an account, as BJP used to claim, they have opened an account in Kerala.
Yeah, the prime minister campaigned extensively for Suresh Gopi.
Yes.
And it was also said that he would be made cabinet minister if Modi returns to power at the center. So, is there a general feeling among people now that he is, at the doorsteps of victory?
Yes, that proximity of Suresh Gopi with the top leaders like Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Minister Amit Shah was very clear. So, Prime Minister himself launched his election campaign in January itself. Even later, twice he came to Thrissur, once for his daughter's wedding. So everybody thinks that he has a closeness to these top leaders. So, and throughout this campaign, BJP was projecting him as a future cabinet minister. So that point, the point was there in people's mind during this election.
So can we say that this victory has increased the stature of Suresh Gopi or that of the BJP? Which one is going to be true? Or is it both
Yeah,
in Kerala?
actually, BJP as a party has given much importance to Thrissur. They considered that Thrissur was their A plus category seat, and they were concentrating. Most of their leaders were concentrating in Thrissur throughout their campaign. They pumped lots of human resources as well into this constituency, but this personal charisma of BJP was an added factor, of course, especially with women voters in the constituency.
But Suresh Gopi was also in the thick of controversies, including
Yes.
a
Yeah.
case filed against
Even
him by that woman journalist, and
yes.
visiting churches on and off. So all these things were portrayed in a different manner on social media, and he was castigated for most of these things.
Yeah, that was there. But the problem is the kind of campaign he was done. So his campaign style was mostly he used to attend the family meeting, family get-togethers across the constituency, where he used to meet more and more women and gather their support. So I think that the controversy over that involved that female journalist was not reflected. In at least in this election, it was not affected any way in this election in his favor. It didn't went against its favor. The people were
And the church
that
also
women.
seems to have
Yeah.
favored him, because he made frequent visits to churches.
Actually,
The crown that he placed became
yes.
another butt of jokes and all that.
Yes, actually, the BJP as a party and Suresh Gopi as an individual tried many ways to woo Christian votes. He made many visits to Christian churches and leaders, and he offered one golden crown just before his daughter's wedding to Lourdes Church, one of the prominent churches in Thrissur. And it fell down in between, and it was a matter of a joke. But anyway, the Christian church never made a pro BJP stand in Thrissur. That Thrissur Archdiocese is an influential church in this area, in the central area, in Thrissur, especially in Thrissur, never made a pro BJP statement throughout this campaign. Especially they made clear anti-BJP stand, and especially in the case of violence in Manipur. They made a clear stand
So the victory
against.
is in spite of the church. It is not
Yes,
with the support of the church.
yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's now go back to Hiran if he's available. Hiran?
Yes.
Okay. Please go ahead. We were talking about Anil Antony and the impact he was not able to make.
Yeah. So we were speaking about the BJP strategy to woo the church to, increase its vote share in Pathanamthitta. I'm sorry about that.
Sure.
So the strategy appears to have failed miserably, because almost more than half of the votes polled in Pathanamthitta have been enumerated by now, and it looks Anil will be going down from BJP's earlier vote share of 29%. That is, in 2019, it garnered a vote share of 29%. But that was a battle fought on the Sabarimala women entry issue. That such a wave does not exist in the state as of now. So that's the scene currently in Pathanamthitta.
So the attempts on the part of the BJP to take the church along have failed.
Yeah, because the riots in Manipur and the raging attacks against the church and church people in North India have all become key electoral issues in Pathanamthitta, because this is such a Christian majority constituency. which has
But closer
over
to the
50%.
polling date, the BJP leaders came in large numbers and did a lot of firefighting. So that was not of much help.
I'm sorry.
No, my point was, sensing that Manipur could be a dampener of their hopes.
Absolutely.
BJP leaders, BJP leaders came in large numbers to Pathanamthitta and had meetings with church leaders. So that did not work.
That strategy too did not work out as it looks like now, because the Catholic Church does not appear very keen on getting along with BJP, even as the BJP tried their maximum to take advantage of the trust deficit between the Christians and Muslim community in the high range area in particular. But the results show things have worked out in a different way.
Now, looking at Alappuzha and Kottayam also, do you get a sense that the alliance with BDJS has also not worked very well?
Well, in Kottayam, the BDJS appears to have made some impact because the BDJS state president Tushar Vellapalli, who's contesting as the NDA candidate here, has bagged some 1 lakh votes as of now, and at least some 25 to 30% of this vote must have gone to the LDF otherwise. So in a way,
because it's OBC
kind of undercut and the UDF appears to have benefited a lot from this, because at the beginning of the campaign stage, the fight was much closer than it looks now. So the LDF appears to have lost some 25,000 votes in Vaikam and Ittuvanur assemblies in particular, assembly segments in particular.
No, initially it was thought that Thomas Charikadan would have an easy walkover,
because his performance as the MP of Kottayam was much better than that of his predecessors in Kottayam. Even then, he is losing this battle because the significant gains that BDJS has made into the Vidava community.
That's one of so the BDJS factor worked in Kottayam alone.
Yeah, surely. At least in a couple of assembly segments in Kottayam, this factor has worked.
Okay, thank you so much, Hiran. Let's now go to Biju Govind to look at the scene up north. Biju,
I'm here.
BJP, it was believed that would have some impact in Kasargod and Palakkad. But Palakkad, we are, seeing a kind of situation where the BJP candidate has his vote share dropping.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, in North Kerala, BJP has no big stakes. And some of the constituencies which the BJP has a good vote share are the Kasargod, Palakkad, and Kozhikode. Unfortunately, in all these three constituencies, you will find that their vote share has dipped. And surprisingly, in places like Alathur, Vadagara, and even Kannur, the vote share of BJP has increased. And also in Wayanad, also the vote share has increased from 77,000 from previous polls to almost 1.5. That is because the BJP president is one of the person who can pull the vote share for the BJP. Like yesterday, as we mentioned, Shobha Surendran is there, like that. And Kozhikode, MT Ramesh, state secretary, was the contestant, and he wasn't able to make a mark because last time the BJP candidate almost got 1.75 lakh votes, and this time he is struggling to get to 1.5 itself.
Okay.
And Alathur is a surprising figure. Last time they got only 89,000, but this time the professor, ex-principal of Victoria College, Sarasu, she has been able to muster amount, I think her vote share will be going up like 1.5 or something like that.
She was the one who had a long spat with the CPM and SFI,
Yeah,
right?
with the students, it's all. And the Prime Minister, in fact, called her over phone and gave her best wishes for your candidature.
So
And
can you tell
Alathur,
us?
yeah, please.
Yeah, please.
No, Alathur is one of the constituencies where you find that a woman voter is there, is contesting.
Okay.
And that is something which maybe some of the votes from this Remya Haridas of the Congress might have shifted in favor of Sarasu.
Okay.
Anything else?
So can you tell us which are the constituencies where the BJP has been able to increase its vote share? Palakkad, it's dropped actually, but Wayanad, of course.
But the final figures, but the final figures are yet to come. And Palakkad is one of the towns.
But going by the lead and the trends.
Yeah, possibly the vote share would climb down, I think. In fact, Modi was one of the.
Kasargod, where ML Ashwini was fielded with much fanfare, she hasn't done too well.
No, she's also a block panchayat member, and unfortunately, she can't breach the Kasargod Manjeswaram belt into the other segments of Kasargod, like Uduma, and also Kalyash, the other places like Kalyasheri and some portions of the Kannur assembly segments.
But Kasargod is a constituency where BJP was able to come second in the assembly elections.
Yeah, that's true.
Kasargod and Manjeswaram, these two constituencies.
She might have got all these. We are just checking the final figures. She might have got all these votes only from Kasargod and Manjeswaram. And she could not, I think, she was unable to get into that what earlier people, candidates were getting. But in Kannur, there is a slight change. The vote share has increased. That's because Raghunath, who was the district general secretary of the Congress, and he was a familiar face. He was one of the opponents of Chief Minister at Dharmadam. And another constituency is Vadagara. Vadagara Praful has done well when compared to last 2019 polls. Perhaps she might have got some CPM votes also possible, I believe. That's why I think Shafi also might have got an increase in vote share.
Yeah. So the point is that in northern Kerala, BJP has been able to largely increase its vote share in some of these constituencies, but that hasn't made much of an impact on the outcome, right?
That's exactly. But the final figures are yet to come. We want to know whether, like in Palakkad, something might have happened. Something the BJP vote share might have shifted to VK Srikandan of the Congress.
Yeah, because last time it was a slender margin for VK Srikandan. This time around, he has already crossed 50,000 votes, I guess.
That's true.
Yeah. So there was a shift from BJP to the UDF in
Possible.
Palakkad.
There could be a possibility. Because the BJP candidate Sri Krishna Kumar's influence was only confined to Palakkad segment and the
Palakkad town area.
And might have stretched to the Malappuzha. The other assembly segments, it's almost a CPM belt, but maybe in a larger perspective, maybe an anti-incumbency, maybe because of the candidature, the Congress might have been able to, pull off.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Biju.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go back to Anand and take a look at the final, the current picture in Trivandrum.
Yeah, Anandan, something surprising and rather startling has happened because Shashi Tharoor has moved his lead up to 9,000 votes now ahead of Rajiv Chandrasekhar.
It's exactly a repeat of 2019.
Pardon me?
It's exactly a repeat of 2019, I said.
I think what you pointed out is correct. Yeah, I think it is a repeat of 2019, as you correctly pointed out, and it seems a rerun again for Mr. Tharoor. He's coming back.
And a big disappointment for BJP, which
Of course,
put a lot of
BJP, because you know what, Prakash
effort
Javadekar
in
had jumped the gun by saying that by congratulating himself and the party for the good showing of Rajiv Chandrasekhar. He had actually spoken to the press. Now it seems that thing has backfired.
Yeah, like last time during the assembly
By
elections.
initial estimates, Mr. Tharoor is poised to increase the vote share because most of the constituencies, the localities which are coming up for counting are pro
Strongholds
Tharoor.
of Congress, pro Tharoor.
Not pro Congress, but more pro Tharoor.
Yeah, but one question that
I think Mr. Tharoor's personality and global stature and things like that seem to have played off.
yeah, but Tharoor was also not. I mean, he,
Pardon
his
me, Anandan,
the
can you please
stance.
come again?
No, the stance taken by Tharoor when it comes to this ICTT issue, the Vizhinjam port issue, was not taken very well by the coastal people of Thiruvananthapuram. So, and
Yeah,
it was
that's like,
thought that this would work in favor of the BJP candidate there. And the BJP, sensing this, carried out extensive campaigning activity in the coastal regions.
dear Anandan, can you please come again because you're not clear for me.
No, my question was that the
Can you
Tharoor's
please repeat the question?
No, the question was that Shashi Tharoor's stance on Vizhinjam port was not taken very well by the coastal people of Thiruvananthapuram. And he was criticized for that.
Exactly.
And the BJP sensed an opportunity there and it carried out extensive campaigning in the coastal area, thinking that this time around they would vote for BJP. But that did not
Yeah, definitely.
seem to have happened.
Mr. Tharoor had backed the handing over of the Trivandrum airport, which is also in a coastal locality. And also the Vizhinjam project he had backed, much to the chagrin of some sections of the Latin Catholic Church. But I think all those feelings of antipathy seems to have faded into the background because Mr. Tharoor himself had visited and made a lot of calls to the Latin Catholic bishop and also related directly with the parishes and even the CPM's campaign that he was pro-Israel, a Zionist, did not pay off because even in the Muslim neighborhood, our offices, several people we meet daily had predicted Tharoor's win.
Yeah. So he stands vindicated now, it seems.
Another, I'm just
Because-
guessing a
no.
question because sometimes
No, I
you're not
said
clear.
he stands vindicated because he was able to convince the coastal populace.
He was vindicated because
No, he was able to convince the coastal populace, the coastal population,
the
about his
coastal
position
population,
taken
despite
on
this,
Vizhinjam.
despite Mr. Tharoor's long absence and nearly what I can say ivory tower kind of existence where he rarely glad-handled his coastal electorate, still it seems that the heft of his personality seems to have carried the day for him.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Anand.
Yeah, thank you, Anandan. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for joining. So Kerala, the situation as of now is when counting has reached the final stages, it's a clean sweep by the UDF led by the Congress. And in 2019, the left parties have been reduced to just one seat. And the biggest win of the day in Kerala is for the BJP. And personally for Suresh Gopi, because as a Thrissur correspondent, Mini said it's a personal victory of the actor turned politician. So that is the picture from Kerala as of now.